What's up, guys? I'm Laura from Reading in Bed, and today is, what is today, Tuesday? Tuesday, December 5th? What did you guys just open in your calendars? 5?
Yep.
Okay, I don't even know what day it is. If you guys follow me on Twitter or if you watch my Instagram stories, you will know that yesterday I had a really bad day. My car broke down on the way to work in rush hour traffic, and it actually just kind of got worse from there. So, yeah, I'm a little out of sorts today, still kind of getting over that. But today will be better, right? So we're going to talk about story number 4, and then we'll take a peek at story number 5. I will mention, I think I've already mentioned, but the 2 other channels that are doing daily videos have already reviewed this one. And I don't think, well, I know that Cheryl, the Flames fan, did not like this one at all. And I think Anne was sort of so-so on it. So it was called Kings, and it was by Hasanthika Suresana. And I did check, and I think my pronunciation is pretty decent. So this story is, it's based on a real thing that happened, and it's also based on a poem. So just a reminder too that you can go to the Short Story Advent Calendar site for additional information.
Mommy,
for example, the
I
poem.
know what the outro would be.
What?
Me and Ben saying it's beginning to look a lot like nothing.
Okay, the boys, my kids today are planning an outro, so we'll see how that goes. So there's a poem called Elephants, or maybe just Elephant, that this story is based on. So this story is all based on when D.H. Lawrence and his wife lived in Sri Lanka, or Ceylon as it was called at the time. They were not having a good time there. They were basically there because they were being persecuted in Britain, partially because his wife Frida was German and First World War was still going on, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But within these 21 pages, we flash back to D.H. Lawrence's childhood in England. We kind of follow some of the persecution he was facing as an adult, and then their time in Ceylon. You okay, Henry? You choking? You okay? And the notable event in here, I guess, is that the then Prince of Wales visited Ceylon. That Prince of Wales, of course, became King Edward very briefly before abdicating. And he's portrayed as just this very sullen teenager, which I guess he was at the time. I have a soft spot for him based on how he's portrayed in The Crown, but he's, you know, just kind of this kid sitting there like this, watching all these processions and stuff that the locals are doing for him. So I really like this story. Unlike Anne and Cheryl, this is my favorite so far. I think the first 3 were a little more genre-y, and this one feels a little more literary. So, and I don't think you need to know much about D.H. Lawrence in order to appreciate it, although I have read him. So this is Women in Love, bit of a risque cover there. I have read at least 2 other books, and I just couldn't find them. I've read Lady Chatterley's Lover, and I've read, is it Sons and Lovers? And I couldn't find it, but I could find this one. And then I also have this, which is, what is this called, like 4 short novels or something. I picked this up in a thrift store. Look at the end papers. I don't know if that's not going to come across on camera, but they're like really trippy. Like they're kind of holographic. Yeah, 4 short novels. There's a little portrait of D.H. Lawrence, and one of them is called Love Among the Haystacks. I like that. I haven't read this yet, though. And the other 2 books this put me in mind of very quickly, just because of the setting, was The Cat's Table by Michael Ondaatje. This is mostly set on a boat.
The Titanic.
No, that's not the Titanic. It looks like it could be, though, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a ship like the Titanic, kind of.
Because it got sunk.
This one didn't get sunk. Not in this story. But the story starts out in Sri Lanka, which is where Michael Ondaatje was born as well. This is a signed copy that I'm very proud to own. Just show that off real quick. And then lastly, The Story of a Brief Marriage. It's also set, this is more contemporary Sri Lanka, and this is one of the bleakest books I've ever read in my life. I mean, this one is like kind of bleak too, but like this, watch out. So anyways, I really enjoyed the layers and the history and the connection to poems and real life. This is kind of everything I want in a short story. So let's take a look at today's. Now actually, I'm spoiled. I know who the author is because there's someone doing this calendar in New Zealand, and because of the time zones and stuff, they're like a whole day ahead, so I just I saw them tweet it out, but that's okay. Hmm?
What does someone being spoiled mean?
Spoiled means like when you find out what happens at the end of a movie before you get to watch it, or you find out what happens at the end of a book before you get to read it.
Or you get like tons of candy and stuff like that.
Or, yes, that's another meaning of spoiled. If you get tons of candy and presents and stuff, that's another way of being spoiled. Good point, Ben.
But only kids can really be that spoiled.
Grown-ups can be that spoiled too. Okay, so this is called Help Me Follow My Sister into the Land of the Dead. Ooh, by Carmen Maria Machado. So Carmen Maria Machado, I believe, wrote a short story that I read recently. I'm just gonna, I think this is the same author. The Husband Stitch. I will link down below. Someone linked me to this. I don't even remember why, but it's really good, really creepy. So this one might be creepy too. And she's got a book out called Her Body and Other Parties, which is getting rave reviews. Yeah, so this is a story that originally appeared elsewhere in 2014. Oh, interesting. So at the first page, it kind of looks like one of those fundraising kind of sites, like $13.95 pledged of $5,229 goal, 19 backers, 28 days to go. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be interesting. And it is 15 pages long, so perfect. I've got some meetings today, got a lot of stuff going on, but hopefully I will be able to fit this in. So I think that's it for today. Boys, do you want to come in and help me do an outro real quick? Okay. Or are you too lazy?
We're not.
We're having a slow start this morning. Okay, they're coming. They're coming. I'm just gonna move over and make some room. Come on in. Come on in. The people are waiting
to look a lot like nothing.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow.